Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. Today I am filming my November favorites, which seems such a long time ago because it's a whole month ago and I barely remember like the last month and remember like over a month ago means like it's mind-blowing my mind to think that far of my life. So the reason it's so late is obviously because I was doing Vlogmas and it didn't fit in all the videos that was going up because I like the Vlogmas going on after one another, but I am doing it now because I don't want to miss one because that would also really frustrate me. So yeah, I was looking back on November and I was looking at the things I watched, and I watched quite a lot of different things, so I'm gonna try to talk about them here. I watched Living With Yourself, which has Paul Rudd as the main character. He plays two characters because he gets cloned in this. And the main character, which I now can't remember the name of, What Do You Expect of Me, sort of is, I would say, have like a midlife crisis. He's very depressed and also very demotivated to do things in his life, and he's like failing in his marriage and failing at his job, and he finds out that he go to this spa and like renew himself, and he goes to the spa and they actually do clone him and like try to kill the original clone, but they fail, so now they're both living and they like meet each other, and the other one is like the best version of him and he just sees his other version, and we find out how they're gonna solve this situation. There's a lot of drama, and what I like so much about this is that yes, it is kind of a comedy. They make fun out of it, but it's also has so many good themes in it, and like, as I said, being the best version of yourself, and it's impossible to be that all the time, but also just how the story was told in like different perspectives. We follow like one episode with one character's perspective all the time, and I thought that was very interesting. Also, the episodes are quite short, and it's only, if I remember correctly, 8 episodes, so it was a very short but very entertaining, well done show, and I hope it will be coming more because it ended with an ending, yes, but it also is potential for more, but I want it only to be more if it's as well written as the first season. So that was very entertaining and I really enjoyed it, and I recommend watching it. Another movie that I watched in November was The King, which is with Robert Pattinson and also the dude that everyone loves, Timothy something. I actually don't remember his name, but I know that if I saw the name I would know it was him, but I don't remember it right now and I'm too lazy to find it, and also I don't think I can pronounce it anyway. But this follows one of the English kings somewhere in history, and they invade France, and I just love this. Like, it's very like fancy talking like they did back then, and I was just like, the dialogue sometimes actually flew past my head, I will admit, but it was just very entertaining and an interesting historical movie. But what made it so good was Robert Pattinson's portrayal of one of the French princess, and he was just hilarious, and how he just did this performance was so great. And yes, I'm Robert Pattinson trash forever, and I just really enjoyed the movie. I mean, like, I don't think I would recommend it to everyone, but it was entertaining, and I personally love royalty dramas or things with royalty in them. I'm like trash for it, so this was just right up in my tastes, and I would recommend for like people who are interested in it. But it's like very slow sometimes, and it's just like a lot of scenes and talking, so it can be a bit confusing overall sometimes. So yeah, but it was great overall, and I was very excited for it when it was announced, and I'm excited that I watched it. And by the way, Living With Yourself and The King is both Netflix originals, so they're all supposed to be on Netflix in all countries, I think, I hope. So yeah, you can watch them there if you have Netflix available. Okay, so the 3 more things I want to talk about that I watched, because apparently I watched a lot in November, probably because school made me want to die. So the next thing I watched was another movie, and that is Lady Bird. It's a few years since this was released, but I heard about it for a long time and I really wanted to watch it because I love Saoirse Ronan. I don't know how to pronounce her name. I know it's like a thing in interviews where she says it, but I'm too lazy to look that up right now. I really like her, and I didn't know actually that this was like a young adult growing up story, because I just didn't know anything about it when watching it, and I was very pleasantly surprised finding out about it. And just like her portrayal of this character and how she acted it was just so well done. She carries this movie so well, and it was just very finely written, and I just love any teenage movies, and I felt like this was quite unique. Like, of course, I wish there were more other kinds of teenage growing up movies with LGBT plus characters and POC characters, but I did really enjoy this one because I just love the actress and what she did with this character. Like, in the first 10 minutes of the movie, she throws herself out of a car, a driving car, just because she doesn't want to listen to her mother anymore. I mean, if that doesn't say great movie to you, I don't know what will. I just really like growing up movies. Young adult movies are great when they're done well, like young adult novels, which is, you know, what I read a lot of, which is why I really enjoyed this movie, and it was done well. Some like teen movies are just so bad, like I also watched recently, but this is one of the good ones and I recommend it a lot. And for the next thing that I finally finished is This Is Us. I've been talking about this in different favorites throughout doing these, and I finally finished the whole series. I mean, it's still airing, it's just on mid-season break. I just wholeheartedly love this series with all my heart. I'm in love with the characters. I'm in love with just following the story and finding out how they will end up. It's like a family, I wouldn't say drama, it sounds very cheesy, but I guess it is. It's just done so well. The acting, the writing, the way they choose to tell this story is unique to me, and it's in my heart. I want to rewatch it, but I also just don't want to cry. I usually cry in every single episode, and now I just cry in every second episode because it's just done so well. They know how to push your buttons to make you feel what they want you to feel, and it's just done so well. They know what they're doing, and it's just a beautiful show, and I'm finally caught up, and I'm sad because like I like to watch it here and there, but then I really started binging it because I was so into it, and now I'm just like sad that I don't have anything to watch like that is pushing me to watch it. Like, of course I have loads of things to watch, but this was the one show that I kept thinking about and really want to watch all the time, and now I don't have that. I know of course it's coming more after New Year and stuff, but I want it now. This is one of my all-time favorite shows now, and I just knew when starting it in like 2016 or something that it was going to be special, but I didn't know I was going to feel this much for it, and it's just one of my all-time favorite things, and I just love it so much, seriously. So it's perfect for this video because it's my favorite things, and in 10 years when I look back on these videos I'm like, what was I into? And I see this show and I was like, oh my god, is it still airing? I don't know. It's been renewed for a lot of seasons, I think, so it's gonna be there for a while, and I am just that's all I'm gonna say. And the next series that I started to watch in November finally is The Dragon Prince, and this third season also came out in November, so I'm all caught up with everything, so I watched it all. It's also a Netflix original, it's on Netflix, and I heard a lot about this show. It is a children's show, but it's like from one of the creators of Avatar: The Last Airbender, so like, I mean, it's a children's show, but it's an animation show that anyone can watch, of course. It's just so good and heartwarming and diverse. Everything that we want in Avatar: The Last Airbender of like diversity, they have put in here, and it's just beautiful. They created this beautiful, magnificent world with the greatest characters ever. So the Dragon Prince basically follow Callum, who is the stepson of the current king, and then these moon elves are sent to assassinate the king because the king and like his people, I guess, soldiers, whatever, they slain the Dragon King in the neighboring kingdom because they live in the human kingdom, and also destroyed the Dragon Prince egg. And then Callum finds out that the Dragon Prince egg is actually not destroyed, and they're gonna bring it to Etheria. I have forgotten the name of like the place where the magic people lives. Anyways, and they're gonna bring it there to like bring peace because they will just keep killing each other and take revenge on each other, and he doesn't want that, and he's just the best boy. So together with one of the moon elves and his brother, they just go out on this adventure. And I thought it was gonna be like Avatar: Last Airbender is where like they have like a plot or like a conflict in every episode and then slowly progressing to like the main plot. But it's like moving a lot more than I thought it would. Like, I'm very surprised how much have actually happened. I thought it would like take seasons upon seasons to get upon the point that we ended up in, and I am really enjoying it. I have some questionable choices for some of the writing in the third season that still bothers me, but other than that, it's a perfect show. It just does things so well. I don't have words for how much like magic and wonder and friendship and romance that we got. Things I really didn't expect to happen. I'm just so happy. It just fills me with joy thinking about it. I want to rewatch it because it's just this joyous show, and I recommend it again with all my heart. I had a lot of really happy, nice things to talk about in this video, and it makes me happy. Yay! Favorites has turned into actually Sandra just recommending things she watched. Woohoo! Now finally finishing that section of the video off. As I said, in November I did a lot of school things, and I don't actually remember anything else I did, like if I did anything fun I wanted to talk about. But of course I did read, and I want to talk about my favorite books. There's one book that I actually listened to audiobook, and there's one comic. So the book is Why I'm No Longer Talking to White People About Race by Renee Lodge, and this one was also read by the author, so I really enjoyed the audiobook for that reason. I have been hearing about this book for a while, but I didn't pick it up until now because certain things happened, I would say, in my life where I found out it is actually impossible to talk to white people about race. They do not want to listen to you at all, and they only care about themselves in this conversation for some reason that I don't understand, but it probably makes sense in their head. And I was after something that understood this feeling and frustration, and this book basically has it in the title. So me and my friend, she also was very frustrated about white people, even though she is white people. She was very curious about this book. I picked up the audiobook and I borrowed her Audible to listen to it, and it just reasoned with me so much. Like all the feelings I had, and this frustration and loneliness and angriness and frustrations, I said the same word twice, just was written in perfect words in this book. And I would recommend this to anyone that just wants to understand, that don't understand, that wants to listen, that also is experiencing racism and people not listening in their lives. I'm getting like goosebumps thinking about this book because it just, all the things that I already know about race and some things that I didn't was written and told to me because audiobook in like the perfect worded way. Because when you're in a conversation like this, in this difficult conversation and people are not listening to you, it's very hard to remember yourself what you want to articulate and what you want to say, because like they want examples and they are trying to take you down. And this book just took it all into words, all the things that I wish I could speak out loud, not like anyone would listen, but I wish I could. And I felt it so hard. Like it was just so well written, and it's horrible how the world is, but it was just so true. And all the things that I thought about and had a conversation with also people who actually listen and like can and understands all this, it was just all put together in like the best way. And I just really enjoyed this book. Like it's non-fiction, and I wouldn't say that it's a good book in a way that it's good because it's horrible to read about, but it's important to read about. It's not something you should push away and pretend it's not real, which is, you know, racism and white privilege and how our society is built upon all the things that was come before us. And it was just constructed so well. I don't know how to talk about this book apparently, but it was like everything I wanted, which sounds very like bad, but yeah, I also like always want to listen to voices like this, and it's important to read books like this, and I'm glad I did. And I gave this book like 5 out of 5 stars because it just reasoned so much with me, but also thinking about all the people feeling this way, even on a higher degree than I ever could, of course, and all the people going through all the things that are written about. I think it's so important that literature like this exists, and it's things out there that can make you feel less alone, but also just learn from, because of course there are things in there that I haven't heard about. This is a book focused a lot upon racism, for example, in the UK. I feel like you hear a lot about, for example, America, but here it was focused upon somewhere else, and I thought that was refreshing. I have talked about this book a lot now. I recommend this to anyone of any race and gender and age. I would say, of course, you would have to be maybe a bit older to understand the context of the book, but it's a book that I wish that if I was that kind of person, I was sent to certain people to have an eye-opener of what life really is. And moving on, we have the Lux Comic, which is a comic that belongs to the League of Legends game, which is a game I've been playing for years, my all-time favorite game, and they are in collaboration with Marvel and they are publishing these comics, and I want to talk about this because I absolutely love this. Lux is one of the characters in the games, and there are other characters here, Garen and Silas. I'm sorry, I would love that I went from like the serious topic of the world to like this. It's hilarious to me. But yeah, and there are other champions that you can choose to play in a game, Garen and Silas, as I just said. This is focused mainly on Lux and her backstory, and I just really loved it. As I said, Lux is probably the champion in League of Legends I play the most. There's lore you can read inside the game and stuff, but I have been really sat down to read it all because I don't like to just like read about things in a game, I guess. I like see it in different formats, and this is like perfect for me, and I loved it. Okay, it was very frustrating because I knew things was gonna happen, and it was just like I don't want it to happen this way, but overall it was just a perfect backstory, origin story for Lux. Basically, I think my favorite champion in the game, at least one of them. Again, the one I play the most, and I just love that a lot. I think like even it can be enjoyable for people who haven't played the game, because as I said, this is origin stories, so it's just about stories about these different people set in the world of League of Legends, and I'm learning so much about the world, and it makes me very happy. I ordered it all the way to Japan. I should say something about how excited I was from this. Well, I think this is like will be one of my longest favorites in a while, because I had so much to talk about. Really, I just yell about some TV series and books, and that's really me. Like before I had wrap-ups for these kind of things, TV series and movies, but that was so this is the perfect way to do it. Usually I talk about other things too here, but I don't really have anything to say. My December favorites will be probably up very soon after this, and there I will, yes, be talking about The Witcher, of course. So yeah, look out for that, and I think that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. You will see me soon in a new video. Bye!